This show is brought to you by Manscaped. Use the code AFTV for 20% off your order and free shipping at manscaped.com.
Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Turkish with me. We've just beaten Leeds 2-1. Performance kind of dictated by both halves, first half and second half. But I want to ask you, the red card, obviously it was clearly a red card, but did we really capitalise on that? Is it something that you worry about from this Arsenal side, that we're not really killing off teams?
No, listen, creativity has been a problem for us, not just this season, but last season too. So when teams sit back and they make it difficult and they got, 10 men behind the ball, 9 men behind the ball, that's where I've seen us struggle more so than teams that come out and think they can get something and press, front foot, all of that. So I think before they went down to 10 men, we probably performed better, a bit more fluid. When they went down to 10 men, they had a job to do, especially in that first half. See it out to half time and then we'll work on it. That's what they did. And in the second half, we was poor. I guess credit to Leeds for making us poor. But at the same time, Leeds are not the only ones in that game that was fighting for something. They're fighting relegation. We're fighting for top 4. Yeah. Credit to the players for hanging in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, were we poor, or are you going to give them credit for saying they did a professional performance in seeing out the game, or would you generally believe we was poor?
It wasn't really a professional performance. Professional performance would have been to keep the clean sheet. I know we was hungry for more goals and cut down the goal difference, but at the same time, 4 points difference going into that North London derby game. Hopefully goal difference doesn't play a part moving forward. I would have just liked us to be a bit more professional in terms of protecting what we achieved in that first half, which was going 2-0 up. We didn't, because they scored the goal in the second half, and there was a couple moments towards the end, last 15 minutes or so, when it looked like they was going to create something. In the end, it didn't turn out to be anything. Listen, with 4 games to go, 3 games now, performances don't necessarily matter. We've got a big summer coming, and I want that big summer to come with Champions League football. Results are the only thing that matters now. And this result today was big because Tottenham got 1 point off Liverpool. We had to get the job done today to give us that breathing space come Thursday.
Just give me a word, because I want to hear from you. Word on Mikel Arteta, whether it's today, obviously making the changes because Ben White's been out, obviously signed a new extension for 3 years. Just a word on him and where you kind of stand with him right now. And obviously he's still in the charge for top 4, and it's in our hands.
I've always said this. Listen, at times, there's been moments where I've been so frustrated that I've been fed up, and I've just said, you know what, we're not making top 4. Season's done in January. I don't think Arteta's the right man, but that's part of being a fan. The emotions, You talk to me after a game, after a loss, or after a few losses in a row. It's completely different to talking to me 24 hours after a game, 3 days after a poor performance or result. That's just what being a fan is about. Right. My opinions on Mikel Arteta is he's bounced back every time he's had to this season. And he had to bounce back from that Palace, Brighton, Southampton. He had to, because it looked like those 3 games finished all the good work that we had done prior to that international break. So this most recent bounce back has been important. And for me, it's probably the most intriguing one, because this young team, in a pressure cooker situation at the business end of the season, have managed to pull out 4 wins on the bounce. And in and around those 4 wins, it's been Chelsea, United and West Ham away. Yeah. Difficult games. Leeds, they're fighting relegation. It wasn't a difficult game today, but, you still got to get a job done. That second half in particular. So for me, Mikel, it's a difficult one, because a lot of people say, does his job rely upon top 4 finish this season? I think I've seen enough to say there's been development. I've seen enough to say, he's done good things. And overall, I'd say there's been more pros than cons to Mikel Arteta. Nice. Yeah. But we just need to get top 4 over the line now. I'm not saying it all depends on that. He's got the new contract. And like I said, if you take top 4 out of the debate and you ask me, do I see things to believe in from Mikel Arteta? Yes, I have seen things to believe in, but at the same time, I've seen things that make me doubt what I've believed in. Yeah, it happens. It happens after 3 losses. What can I think? My natural feeling is we've just thrown it all away. Yeah. But in 4 wins, I got to give credit to Mikel. I got to give credit to the players, because El Nene stepped in. Yeah. As much as El Nene has performed well over the last few games, Mikel Arteta's a part of that. Yeah. Eddie Nketiah stepped in and stepped up. As much as, he's done his bit, Mikel Arteta's a part of that. Cedric in the second half of the season. He stepped in and done a job. Leno had to step in once and done a job against Wolves away.
Yeah. Holding as well.
Holding as well in the last couple of games. He stepped in and done a job. I mean, I can't pick out a mistake from Holding today. But in the past, these players that play, you'd see an abundance of mistakes. So it's good to see that we've become more efficient, and it's good to see that the depth is providing depth. It's actually providing depth.
We've got a little depth, but it is actually doing its job that we have, the little depth we have. Let me round up by asking, because you're the host, you get to ask the questions on the watch along. Now it's my turn. Top 4 for you. Where do you stand? Are you as a fan saying it's definitely in our hands, but are you confident?
I am confident of it.
Wow.
I am confident of it. But this is the same man that 3 weeks ago said it was over. And 4 months ago said it was over. But I'm confident about, how can I not be confident with 3 games to go and a 4-point difference? How can I not be confident? Don't get me wrong. I'm confident, but we can still throw it away.
Oh, of course, yeah.
100%. And I think, Tottenham taking a point off Liverpool, their performance, they can hold their heads high moving into the next game. I think they would have watched our game today, and they probably would have got a bit more out of it as well, in terms of, we can do some damage against them on Thursday. But at the same time, that might play into our hands, because they come out, they need the win, and best believe they need the win.
Yeah, facts.
So we need a professional, mature performance from this young side Thursday. A lot of these players haven't been in that sort of an atmosphere. It's going to be the fiercest atmosphere they've faced in their early career. Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, for example. Probably Ramsdale, Ben White, these players too. It's a mad one, the North London derby. And when you add the extra source of a top 4 finish on top, it's an even bigger one. Am I confident? Yes. We can still throw it away, but how can we not be? 4 points difference, 3 games to go. Whatever happens Thursday, we will still be in the top 4 come Monday night against Newcastle. And I just don't want to go into Monday night against Newcastle needing the win. So let's go get at least a point from Tottenham on Thursday. Let's go beat them and get top 4 sorted on Thursday if we can. If we can't, let's just make sure, we leave that game with our heads held high. We leave that game with Tottenham doubting themselves.
Yeah.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.